Hey everyone, welcome back to Secret Sonics. This is episode 80 with Sam Sherbin. This was a great conversation. We talked about a lot of things, including how he studied under the legendary music producer Bruce Swedien and the legendary mixing engineer Manny Marroquin, how that's influenced his career. We talked about the difference between making something sound good versus feeling good, the importance of manual automation, like just, riding the fader, and a ton of other stuff. We really got into it. So I think you're going to love this episode. Without further ado, this is episode 80 of Secret Sonics. Here we go. You're listening to Secret Sonics, a podcast exploring the creative side of music production. Join us weekly for honest conversations with real-world music producers and audio professionals. Hello, and welcome back to Secret Sonics. I'm your host, Ben Wallach. My guest today is Sam Sherbin. Sam is a multifaceted mixing engineer based out of New York. His focus is creating vibrant, dynamic, and musical mixes. He is driven to help each client achieve their dreams using the finest digital and analog tools to stay in the front of the cutting edge. Sam has studied under Bruce Swedien and Manny Marroquin at Studio La Fabrique in the south of France. We all know that from Mix with the Masters. Sam actually connected with me on Instagram, and we chatted, and I invited him to join me on the show. So welcome to Secret Sonics, Sam.
Oh, thank you, Ben. How are you?
I'm doing okay, man. How are you?
Glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for coming.
I'm good, man. Just taking it daily. I saw your podcast and listened to it, and I love the conversation. I'm a stickler for conversation, so I'm happy to be on.
Wow, I appreciate that. I really do. That's awesome, man. Which episode did you find first?
Dylan, my friend, Dylan Emmett. Me and him went to music class in college.
Oh, nice. You guys went to the same SUNY.
Yeah, we went to the same SUNY together, and me and him were just always in the studio at that school. Wasn't a good studio, but we were always there.
That's all. That's all you need, right? When you're getting started,
Yeah, you need. You just need
do it.
The tools to just kind of get your ideas out, whether they're mediocre or not. It's about starting that creative process, because when I started, I had very little, if not any, good tools. But as long as I can get an idea across, I was happy.
Yeah.
So that really started it for me.
Yeah. I mean, I started on GarageBand, right? That was my first. I was like, oh, I have this Mac that has GarageBand. Let me just open it up, and that just opened up one Pandora's box, which opened another, Pandora's box.
Wow, you started on GarageBand. I started literally on Sound Recorder, which was this really basic app in Windows where it just had play, record, and fast forward and backwards. And
I guess I'm lying, because I actually started on Audacity. If we're going way back, I had Audacity in high school, and I recorded myself doing I don't know, whatever, 3-part acapella.
Did you have Cool Edit Pro? Remember that one?
I've heard of it on this show, but I didn't have it back then. So
yeah, it was super old. I think it turned into Adobe Audition or something like that. It turned into its own DAW. Adobe bought it, but it was more, I guess, nuanced than obviously Sound Recorder. But
wow,
yeah, you started on GarageBand. GarageBand is such a good DAW because it was so basic, but it kind of had everything you needed on faders and easy to record, easy to comp, easy to pseudo master, pseudo mix. It's just a good platform to start on.
Yeah. Apple is geniuses. They are geniuses in that sense. They get you hooked on GarageBand, which is an easy, segue into Logic, which means, okay, I'm just buying Macs for the rest of my life and take all my money.
Done.
Yeah.
At least they get your money one time. You buy Logic and they just give it to you for free. The updates is wonderful because
that is true, man. I don't know how. I mean, I'm still on Logic. I don't know how avid people still deal with it. I probably would have abandoned ship, but it's so hard to leave a DAW.
Yeah, Pro Tools is for me. It's I know the output. I know the sound that I can get and manipulate it. So to find another DAW to manipulate like that is a lot harder. So kind of tethered on Pro Tools and their constant updates and their constant problems. And I'm man, if I could find a way to just migrate my system somewhere else, maybe in the future I'll think about that. But for now, been on Pro Tools for the past 10 years. So.
Yeah, exactly. You can't abandon that ship.
Yeah. It sounds really, really good in that it doesn't really have a sound, and you can kind of turn it into your own thing, which was always the benefit of it.
It's very flexible. Yeah. Wait, so let's go back to the beginning with you. How did music start for you? Music production. How did it all begin?
It began quite early. I was always into music. I used to take violin classes and flute classes. I was always kind of enamored by music. My parents, I come from two completely different cultures. My mom is Jamaican and my father's Russian. So,
wow,
you hear reggae music in one household, then you hear Russian music in the other household. It's quite insane, just the difference of that, and
it's like the most rigid musical culture and the most like fluid, probably.
Yeah. And from there, it was my parents always listened to this great music, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Lauryn Hill, all those kind of records. And I kind of made a joke, like my dad was like a white guy listening to Biggie, their music taste was just kind of all over the place, but really, really good music, And for me, it's like I always kind of heard music in my head, and I was trying to figure out, like, well, how do I get this out there? So when I was 10, 11, I found the sound recorder app in Windows, which basically let you record a sound through the microphone. And my friend used to beatbox, and I used to just rap on it, and kind of was an obsession. Like hearing yourself back on playback is kind of a game changer moment for an artistic person to be able to analyze what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So my whole thing was, it was more so a fun hobby, because at that time I was heavily into art. I was like an art enthusiast and painted, and I was in the painting world. And once I kind of figured out that I was good, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to make it a career, then I decided to just focus on music. And from there, I got a Mac when I was 18, got GarageBand, and was off to the races. I was like obsessed. And I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life indefinitely. Like, from like 15, getting, microphones and things like that. I was quite early, knew what I wanted to do. So I was like really fortunate.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like people like once that do what we do, it's like once you've kind of like opened the box and you see what's inside, you're just like, okay, this is it. People, it's a very obsessive field, like to benefit, like to good and bad. You know what I mean? Like it's great because you get super into it and you work hard and you just want to get better and do it all the time. But it becomes like a bit obsessive, and that could be dangerous as well.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle, and it's good to have work-life balance at some point, because it is a lifestyle. It's not, you don't clock out from being a mixer or producer. You're constantly working. You're constantly hyper focused, and there's definitely times in your life where you may need to adjust that, but still have a high quality product. So, like work-life balance is really, really something that I work harder on. The harder I work, and now that I'm getting older, it's like that's a priority. When I was younger, I was like always in the studio, and that was like my pretty much my entire life.
Yeah. At a certain point, you have to make that decision that like, okay, this is not all of me. This is an important part of me, but it's not like, it can't be all consuming.
Yeah.
Wait. So what happened after that? Like, I know that you had a mentorship with Bruce Swedien, and I guess let's jump forward a little bit. Like, what happened next?
Yeah, that was just a really, really crazy experience, because there's a website called Gear Sluts, and I was always reading that, getting information on his gear and stuff. And a friend of mine who was his assistant, he posted that he's having this workshop, but only 10 people in the world was going to get picked. And I, on a whim, applied for it, not thinking I'm going to get in. I just kind of applied. I remember distinctly thinking to myself, what are the chances that I'm one of these 10? And I kind of just sent the application, sent some music, and I put it aside. And randomly, a few months later, I was checking my email, and I don't really check my email a lot back then. I was kind of, maybe a few times a week. And I saw that his assistant wrote back and said, "Hey, Bruce loves your music. He wants you to come out to Ocala, and this is the real deal." And then my family kind of freaked out, and my sister thought it was a fluke. She thought it was fake because she was like, this could be a scam, like who knows if it's real?
Yeah.
And we got everybody on the phone, and it was real. Like, it really was Bruce, and he really was excited to have me as one of the students. And I told everyone, this is literally a life-changing experience. And only few people in the world even get to know this guy. He's like mixed the biggest record of all time.
Right. He's like a private guy, right?
Yeah,
he was a private guy. He just passed away recently, right?
Yeah, he just passed away, and very private, but also he's always been giving. So he's been on and off throughout his career, been doing very small master classes. But this was a rare class in that we're actually going to his house. We stayed at hotels, and then we would get picked up. And the 9 other people that were there, we went to his house, and we literally learned everything from miking, drums, and vocals. And he's got every single plaque that you can ever think of, from, the Color Purple soundtrack and photos of Ray Charles. And, there'll be a photo of like Mick Jagger, like saying, "You're awesome." It's insane. The amount of musical knowledge and how much music he's done in popular American music, from Oscar Peterson to Natalie Cole. Like, it goes on and on. He recorded the New York Philharmonic Orchestra. Like, his career is literally insane. The who's of every major.
He's like one of the
American
like 3 OGs. Him and Al Schmidt. Like, there's another one I'm thinking of. I can't remember his name. Like, he's the OG.
Yeah, and learning from him was a massive experience, because it tethered back on listening and critical listening and understanding what a song needs. As a mixer, I guess we can get caught up in the tools, but I always tell people the greatest asset is the song that you're given, the arrangement.
Right.
He had us, listen to his daughter play piano, and then he gave us sheet music. He was like, "You guys need to understand music theory a little bit." It was incredible. So, we went to his studio, and I got to mix with him for about 2 or 3 hours. It's nonstop mixing. Me and him in the studio mixing.
Wow.
And it was a master class in his education. And
what's like one memory you have from that? Like, that's, that mixing session with him.
That mixing session was very cool, because I was mixing, and then he would get up and he would like listen to it. And then remember one time he sat down and he was like, "Call me when you need me. You're doing a really good job." and then he came back in, and he was like, "You're doing really, really good." And he came back in, and he gave me a few critiques on the trumpet sounds. And he's like, "You got a little bit more reverb here." And his critiques were very specific and small, but they made a whole different assessment of the record. It was it was incredible, to mix and then hear him listen to it with his eyes closed, and like the lights are low, he's just listening to the music. And
I feel like when somebody's done it like as long as he has, like, you can see what the blind spots are for the other person,
Yeah. It must be a lot easier. And then also you could probably see passion a lot easier, because I was like really eager and excited to work on the music. We had a really good song that we're mixing, everything recorded by him. So that's the other thing I learned from him, is he's a master recordist. So he recorded everything himself. And when you brought up the faders, your mix was pretty much almost there. So that's another important thing that I tell people, like, your recording has to be really well contained. And that's not something that you should skip or look over or rush, because what we do is kind of, it's permanent. So, you want to do the best job you can and take your time to ensure that quality control is always there.
It's so interesting. I feel like sometimes that's 100% right.